Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, I know I'm a little bit late. Apologies for that. It's Wednesday. It's now 4:35. I'm in the UK, in a little town called Buckingham, in the Shire of Bucks, which is Buckinghamshire, and it's in the centre of the UK. Just waiting for some people to pop on. And if you do pop on, please leave me a message so I can see who you are. Oh, I'm so sorry I couldn't do last week's Facebook Live, but family stuff. Oh, good afternoon, Karen. Thanks for joining me. And hello, Baz. Yeah, last week family stuff got in the way, and yes, so today back as normal, and Wing It Wednesday, as my lovely friend Carol Wincott has called it. So Facebook has done a little bit of some updates and things, so that's why it took me a few more minutes to work out what on earth they've changed. So hello, Babsy. Oh, you caught me live. That's wonderful. As I say, I've been catching you live this week, and you've done some amazing cards as well. Yeah, long time no see, Baz. Let's do something about that when we can. And even if we meet halfway for a social distance coffee, cuppa or something in a flask in a car park or something exciting like that, because that's what it's coming down to. But as I say, oh, you do your fussy cut. What stamp set are you using, Baz, if you're fussy cutting? I literally, up until half an hour ago, wasn't sure what I was going to do, and even though the sample I've done, I'm still not convinced that that's how I want to do it. So today's live will be a Wing It Wednesday, so I shall be changing it up a little bit. But what I've done is I've cased it from the catalogue, the annual catalogue, and used a completely different stamp set. I'm just trying to show you that even though you might not have the stamp sets that are in the catalogue showing you the pictures, you can actually adapt it, oh, excuse me, and do it into the stamps that you do have. So no problem, Babsy, it's lovely to see you. So without further ado, let me see if I can flip you. Here we go. Lovely, tasteful touches. I don't know if there are any dies for them, Baz. Let's just see if I can get you. Here we go. I've tightened up my stand, so to try and get it where I want it. Do you know what? That will do. That will do nicely. That will do nicely. Right, so I will show you the page in the catalogue. You love that stamp set, yeah. So this is the card that I was going to recreate with Old Olive, terracotta tile and melon mambo. But when I started to do it, it was really quite vibrant. So I'm using that concept, but I'm changing it up a little bit. So that was my card, because I didn't have the those framelits. I don't think I do. I've searched everywhere and I can't see them. So I'm going to change this one up a little bit, because the background's a bit bright. This is the wrong shape and whatever, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So I have cut a piece of pool party cardstock, and I've scored it at 10.5. No, scored it at 14.9 and cut it at 10.5. So I get two card bases for the price of one. So that's what I've done. So that's my base. So I'm just going to put that to one side. I've also cut a layer which is 9 by 13.5, because I'm not putting it in the middle. I'm actually having it offset slightly. So so that's my card layer. So I'll put that to one side there. So I'll get that out the way, but the actual stamps that I'm going to be using, instead of using the Path of Petals, which I don't possess, I decided to use the Positive Thoughts, which I do have. And it's page 87 in the annual catalogue, £20, which is the same price as the Path of Petals. So to get the background, I've also used the Birch stamp set, which is on page 138, and it's £16. But you can get both of these from my shop and any other products that that take your fancy. So yeah, so if you're not sure, give me a message. If you don't have a catalogue, I can send one out in the post to you as well. And I've also got the new mini catalogue, which came out this week, and that's Christmas and Halloween and some other bits and pieces. So if you don't have one of these, then on my Facebook page under Stampin' with Lynne Fahey, you can actually get, there's a request that you can request a catalogue. So yes, so I'm not going to use the Path of Petals. I'm actually going to use the Birch. Now, it is a really big stamp, so I've put it on a clear block. You could actually use your Stamparatus, but it's not too bad. So so what I'm going to do, Stampin' It Up with Pool Party. Now, I'm going to move this out the way slightly because I'm inking it up. I know you can see that. Don't need too much ink, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp off. Now, I do actually want it that this bit's at the bottom. So I'm going to stamp it off once, stamp it off a second time, and then I'm going to use the last bit. Hi, Amanda. I'm actually going to use the last bit of ink, so that will be 3rd generation, because I don't want it too dark. Yeah, see, that's perfect. The other one, well, maybe it's similar, it's a little bit lighter. Let's just see if I can get a 4th generation and turn it over. I might be happier with the 4th generation because it's not so... No, we'll stick with the other side. Okay, so that's the Birch stamp set. So let's get that out the way. And then with the Positive Thoughts, I've got this lovely ferny pattern. I have no clue what it's called, apologies. And in the catalogue it said to use the Old Olive, but it has come out quite dark. So I'm just wondering whether or not to change it up to Pear Pizzazz. So let's try that. And I'm just going to tap, tap, tap. I'm going to stamp off just to see. Oh no, that's not too bad, 1st generation. Hi Jeanette, how are you? Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to go up quite high. Oh, there we go. Not too bad. And I'm going to go over there. Not too bad either. So what I really want is I want to be able to add on top of these elements here, the flowers, and add some colour to them. So I'm just going to come over here so that I've got some elements I can colour in as well. Okay, as I say, just going to fill that in. We won't see this element here because I'm going to cover it up with a die cut and a sentiment, so I'm going to close that up. So I definitely think that the Old Olive is too dark in my... This will dry a lot lighter. So another stamp set you love. Oh, okay. Have you got it? Otherwise I'll be in your bad books. Now, also in this stamp set is this flourish. Now, I looked at that flourish and thought, well, I don't want all of it, so I'm going to ink up the 3 petals in the middle. So what I am going to do is with my marker pen, and this one is Calypso Coral, using the thick end, which is marked with the thicker part of there, because that's the thin end, which is the bullet tip end. You can write and do whatever. On using the side of my pen, I'm just going to colour in those 3. I don't know if you... Yeah, you can see that, can't you, when I do that? And I'm just going to put it on there. Now, it has actually marked a little bit, so I'm just going to use my pen a little bit more. So I've got to be a little bit more careful. Maybe if I do it this way, I can see. There we go. So there, there and there. Let's just see if I can get it a little bit better. Ah, there we go. So that's the idea. Pull it towards you. Okay. I'm just going to do that for a few. So this is giving it a little bit of colour, and I'm just adding a little bit of depth. Okay. So just so to show you that you can actually use the stamps that you've got in a set, even if they don't look like they're supposed to be flowers. You can turn them into flowers. Well, I think you can anyway. So there we go. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to carry on a little bit, but then I need to decide what to do. The size of my sentiment panel. So let's have a little look. You hadn't thought of doing that with that stump set, Babsy. You see, this is where my mind goes into overload. It looks at something and thinks, oh yeah, but it's not just a flourish, it can be a flower. So I'm just going to add some extra bits. I'm going to turn this round, add it here, and just add a bit of colour. Now you see why I have a very warped sense of humour and a warped outlook on things and a wicked sense of humour, because I don't always see things in the way that everybody else does. So you can still see what I'm doing, can't you? There we go. So although this is a little bit tedious for you to watch, I won't do too many more, and then I'll change up the colour, I think. But it's really quick and simple to do. I've got a fly trying to get out of my back door, but I had to close it up earlier because it was so windy. I thought it was going to slam while I was doing the Facebook Live, but it's been beautiful today. Very windy, bit overcast, but lovely day. I managed to do some painting at lunchtime. I'd got 2 old pine sturdy mirrors, one full length and one small one, in the house, and I decided instead of it being pine, I'd change it to grey. So I was doing that out in the garden, and no sooner had I actually been putting one coat on, it was dry. So it was perfect weather. I don't know if you can hear that fly buzzing away in the background. Okay, so just a few more and then I'm going to change up the colour. I have a very funny sense of humour, is that what you're saying, Babsy? It's very warped, that's for sure. Okay, so now I just want to get rid of that darker colour because I'm going to add some yellow. So I've got Daffodil Delight here, and I'm going to do some yellow. So let's do it on here, and then add a little bit of colour. So how's everybody's week been? I keep thinking it's Thursday and I'm getting so confused. I don't know whether I'm coming or I'm going. And then another moment I'm thinking it's Tuesday, so I'm going backwards and forwards. But as long as I get to know that it's the weekend when it's supposed to be the weekend, then all's good. So let's just add that. Add that. Has anybody got any nice plans for the weekend? It's nearly somebody's birthday, Baz, isn't it? Are you doing anything nice for that? Are the boys and Paul taking you out and about, or are they leaving you to organise your own, or with lockdown are you not going anywhere? We're going out for an Indian meal for Dad's birthday. I don't know if he's snuck on here without me knowing, but I haven't seen him. Doing okay. Had a Zoom call with the Pinkies, did you? Oh, I must have missed that. Mind you, when I finish work, I tend to switch off at the moment and not put any other computer stuff on, just to try and get away from busy work in life that I think most of us are doing from home at the moment. Just very grateful. I can work from home with the job I do, so that's good. So I think I'm almost there. I could go on forever, couldn't I? But okay, so that shows you how you can add extra flowers to that. Okay, so with this one I did the cutout from the Stitch So Sweetly stamp set, so I used that one. But I think it takes up too much of the card. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use the rectangle stitch framelits, and I think I'm going to use one of these ones here. Let's just see if that will fit. You're going to go to Great Yarmouth on Tuesday. Brilliant. staying overnight and coming back the next day. I'm sure you will still be worried, Baz, but you know what? You've got to live your life and you've got to enjoy it. Yeah, I think that will be perfect. So what I am going to do is I will cut, stamp on a piece of card here. So with the friends like you mean more every year, I'm going to stamp it up with the Versamark, which I do when I heat emboss. So that's the regular watermark stamp pad. I'm going to use the embossing buddy. I'm going to tap on here so that I don't get any finger marks over it. I'm going to stamp it fairly central so that I can cut it out. Okay, and then open up my white embossing powder, which I've put into a container just to get my embossing powder on. Oh, you had a first birthday card. Gosh, somebody's on the ball. Sadly, it's not me, but I'll get there. Who knows, you might even get one of these. So, just going to get my heat tool and see if I can show you it turning, because it's magical when it starts to turn. Here we go. When it starts to go white, can you see it? Yeah. When it starts to turn and goes white, I still am in awe of it. It's magic. Absolute magic for me. So, what we'll do is we will take that there. And I will get my... Hello, Jenny, you made it back. So that was my sample, Jenny. I think this sentiment panel is too big, so what I'm doing is I'm just about to cut it out on the rectangles. I've inked it up with Pear Pizzazz instead of Old Olive, and yes, I'm just about to cut out the sentiment with my framelit. So let's just do that, make sure I've got it as central as I can. Here we go, make sure it doesn't wibble wobble around. There we are. So I'm just going to put that through the big shot. So I'll bring that into view so you can see what I'm doing. So I'll put that down there, put my plate on top and wind it through. Okay. Ooh, there we go. Now probably what I should have done was put it to the side, because when it goes through with straight edges it does tend to make a clunking noise, but it's all good. Thank you, Jenny. Right, so let's just see. Oh yeah, that looks quite nice, doesn't it? So that was just using that size, what were they called? The rectangles framelits, stitched framelits. Okay, so because I can put it there, I much prefer that. Look, it's not so... Hi, Julie. How are you doing, my lovely? I think it's nearly your birthday as well, isn't it? You're an August birthday. So I like that much better because I can see all of the colours of the flowers. This one was a little bit muddled. Ah, Michaela, my lovely curly friends. Mwah, mwah. I love you, my sweet. Oh, I've missed you. Yeah, these are nothing like yours, my lovely. Oh, no, I don't like that one so much. I do like this one, as I say, because you can see everything. So it just goes to show the panel that you put it on can either make or break a card. So I'm definitely liking that a lot more. So I shall put that to one side. I'm going to raise this up onto some dimensionals, and then I am going to put some white linen, white thread around it so that it gives it a little bit of dimension. So I am going to slightly stick it to make sure I'm opening it up at the right way. Mwah! Oh, no, well, as I say, I was casing it from the catalogue because I didn't have this stamp set. I was trying to case it with what I did have and using the colours. Oh, you didn't get a kiss. Mwah! Everybody. You like the smaller sentiment. Yeah, as I say, I knew that I didn't like it for a reason, but I wasn't sure what it was. So I'm just taking the backs off of these. I'm not going to totally stick it down yet. I'm going to leave those two bottom ones there. Put it to one side. put it over here so that now I can flick it up and I can actually put the white thread around underneath here and wrap it around without having to do too much. So I wrapped it around twice just so that it had a little bit more white. I might even, because it's Wing It Wednesday, I'm going to wrap it around 3 times, little devil. Well, flowers do come into 3s, don't they? So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to wrap that under there and make sure that I can tie it off. Okay, here we go. Come on. There we are. And now I'm just going to... Oh, I get very left-handed sometimes, you know. Very left-handed. I get very muddled and it's like, which hand should I be using? Because both of them want to be the leader. Okay, so here we go. That one's twiddled all the way around. Oh, well, we won't worry too much. No, we will. I'm a perfectionist, so it's got to be right. There we go. Let's try it again. Not really much different. Oh, yeah, it is. So let's just cut that up. Make sure they're long and then I can always trim them later. So that's now like that. Okay. And then I'm going to also raise my sentiment, my stitch sentiment frame up on dimensionals so that then that gives it a little bit of height and depth. Push those down. Okay. Lovely. Right, so do I want to put it over there? Do I want to put it above? Not sure. What do you reckon? Write in the comments whether I should put it over the linen thread, the white thread, or above it. What do you reckon? Go. Tell me in the comments. Let me know what you think. The other one, I would say I did behind it. But should I put it above or on? What do you reckon? Tell me what you think. Over. Oh, hello, Martin. Oh, and I'm going to give you a big kiss as well because I'm feeling generous today and I love you all and I'm so glad that you've all joined me, so thank you. As I say, I cased this one out of the catalogue here and it's the Path of Petals. But I don't have that stamp set, so I've decided that I'm going to make it with Positive Thoughts because I think it's very apt at the moment, and Birch as the background. And so what do you reckon? You've gone over. So Martin says over. On the cord, Babsy says. So we've got one for each at the moment, so who else is going to tell me? I mean, you know, at the end of the day, Martin is the artisan. He knows. So you want... so over the cord is the same as on the cord, isn't it? So, on the cord. I think nobody else has messaged yet, so I guess you are saying on the cord as well. So I've got the backs off of this, and I'm just going to put that there. Now, do I want it? I'll put it level. There we go. On the cord, Martin. That's what I thought you meant. That's what I thought. But when I said over, this one will not stop twisting, will it? So maybe I try the bunny ears. I'm not very good with bunny ears because it won't necessarily work. But let's give it a go. Oh, I feel really... No, that didn't work. And you know nothing. Oh, you just wing it as well. So do I, Martin. That's why mine's called Wing It Wednesday. Because it seems to be that, nothing needs to be perfect. Or even though it... there we go. That's better. Even though in my heart everything has to be in its place. But with crafting, we just bring joy to everybody, don't we? So I think there needs to be a few gems. I'm already loving this one more than this one, but I still think I like that as well. So let's push that down over there. So let's get some gems on here. So I reckon not necessarily on on the flowers. What do we reckon? Maybe? Yeah, put some on the flowers. So let's go here. And let's go down here. Oh, I really like that. I like that better than the first one I did. What do you think? Do you like it? It's very simple, very quick. It is using the birch background. And as I say, I think if I did it again, I would probably use a lighter colour, even perhaps a really, really pale grey, or even, I don't know, or even an embossing folder or something like that. But I really do like it. I haven't done an insert, but I can do. But yeah, I think this one would still be good if I did it with this sentiment in the strip, and then perhaps had more of the old olive coming off of it. You love it, Jenny. Well, thank you very much. So lovely to see you earlier. You love it, Babsy. Thank you. So let me flip you back round, and let's just... Here we go. Oh gosh, that was a bit bright, wasn't it? Oh, thank you, Martin. You're fabulous too. So yeah, what a week, and we're only on Wednesday. So yeah, I'm gonna try and think of something today to make for next Wednesday. And it's already August. I cannot believe where the months are going. Maybe use vellum. Hi Tracy and Sean, how are you? I didn't see you sneak on there. I'm almost done with my bagpuss. Did you see, Tracy? Oh my goodness. I've left the head till last. You've been die cutting. Glad I went over the cord. Yeah, well it had to be, didn't it? Because otherwise it detracts away from it. But yeah, the bagpuss head is just, it's a bit like Mensa. You know, you have to really understand what you're doing. But I will not be defeated. I will carry on and do it. And he's going to be adorable when he's done, even if he is maybe a little bit unique, shall we say, and not followed by the pattern. But yes, well, thank you so much for joining me, everybody. It's really weird. I feel quite nervous today doing this. I don't know why, because I've been doing this for months now. But yeah, maybe it was because I wasn't completely sold on the card before I started it, but I am now. So yeah, as I say, thank you everybody for your wonderful comments, for your support, your love. Baz, you will be getting one of these in the post. And somebody else leave me a message and I'll send you the other card as well. And I'll get them in the post. So if I don't have your address, drop me a private message and I'll make sure that that you get one of the cards. So have the rest of a wonderful week. Thank you for joining me and love you loads. And if you don't have a catalogue, private message me and I'll get one sent out to you. But in the meantime, happy Wednesday, stay safe, and I will see you same time next week. Mwah. Lots of love. Bye.